Okay, so here we are, yet another 2004 Jetta project. This one is going to be to replace the master cylinder on here. The car's got about 117 or so thousand miles on it. Try to get you a good shot of it. And the brake pedal is kind of squishy. And I've already done a brake bleed at all four brakes. Improved it very little, if any. So we just went ahead and bought the new master cylinder. And this is about 90 bucks. I got it from autohouseaz.com. The VW dealer here wanted about $250 for it, which is just crazy. So I'm pretty sure I got the right part. I just looked at the part number on this one, what I could see, looked on the forums, and went with it. The new one, you can see the reservoir here. The new one I got doesn't come with the reservoir, but that's fine. It should be an easy swap. So according to the Chilton's manual I've got there, it says you gotta remove the wiper arms and the windshield cowling and all that good stuff there to have room to get to the master cylinder, take it off. But I'm going to try to avoid doing that. I just did a horrible cowl project on the wife's Beamer over here, and I'm not really looking forward to doing one on this car if I can avoid it. And I can't see any reason why you really need to take the cowling off. Master cylinder's down in there, but I think after we take this airbox and ducting and all this stuff off, it'll be good. So that's what I'm going to do first: take the ducting off, the airbox, the wires and stuff, and I'll start loosening the fittings. Two screws that hold this airbox lid down. When you unscrew them, they should stay in place, but on mine, one is broken. There's a piece that I didn't do this. It's a piece of plastic, just kind of clamps the thing down. You undo those two screws, and then the lid should come off. So you undo the big hose here, that big clamp, and then this thing is more or less out of the way, unless we can get this guy off, but we may not be able to mess with it. Slide it out of the way. Air filter is fairly new on this car, obviously. And I'm going to try to get this box itself out of the way. See a mounting bolt here. One down here. And we'll take those two out and see what happens. Bolts out, and there's one washer. It's like a lock washer on it, and then I think that's a bushing that stays in there. So it would seem. And I'm gonna have to have an extension. There's two out, and then it just slides out of. There's just a rubber grommet over here, holds the rest of it in. take those two bolts out. There's one down here that I had to use the extension to get to, and then one up here that I didn't. A bunch of dirt in there. And then here's the rubber piece, and it just slides into a receptacle right here on the side. So got that out of the way. Now I got a lot more room to work with. Okay, so you can see here from a different angle about the airbox here. You got all kinds of room. Clearly see the master cylinder there. I've gone ahead and taken the fluid level sensor out. It just unscrews out of the top. And down here you can see good old master cylinder and then some of the numbers on there, which I think read 23 FTE 5595. And those are the numbers that I use to find a new part online, which, as I said, I got from Auto House AZ. So it should be as simple as you can see one of the mounting bolts right back there in the back, and there's one on the other side. Taking those two off, and then there's one of the lines. Taking the two lines off, and then yanking the thing out. Trick is going to be not making a huge mess with all this fluid in here. I don't really have anything to take it out with, but I might try to suck some up with some old paper towels and put some cardboard down here to try to contain the mess. Okay, so what I have here to take off the mounting bolts is a kind of a contraption. I've got a 1/2 inch drive, 1/2 inch socket onto a 1/2 to 3/8 adapter onto a 3/8 extension, and then all of this is going to go onto that first mounting bolt over there. Like I said, there's one on the other side. I'm just going to break the torque on them. Not going to take them completely off until I break the torque on the two lines. So that's what's next. Okay, that worked good. Got the torque broke loose. Now I'm going to try to see if I can get this line loose. And I'm not using a line wrench because I don't have any. These are the Craftsman Universals that on the box in here you can see it's a little bit different. They're supposed to grab rounded, you know, standard metric, whatever. Although these are sized to metric, but I'm going to try the open end, see if I can get this loose, because these are really stout, sturdy wrenches. Yep, that one broke right loose, no problems. So the only issue will be getting this back one. Actually, I'm on it right there. I don't know if I can get that or not. Probably can't get it. Okay, and it's loose. Pretty easy, and I thought that would be. You know, this car is not that old, so got the two lines broken loose, and then I think you might be able to see a little bit better. The lines. There's one. There's the other one in the back. So that's what I'm going to take those out. And you see that plastic plug there, kind of in the center frame. That is what holds the reservoir onto the master cylinder. And I'll be taking that out, and my new kit came with a new one of those pins, it looks like. So I'm going to take this old master cylinder and put it on the old reservoir and put it on the new master cylinder. And the only trick then is going to be bench bleeding this master cylinder, because I don't really have any way to do that, because they didn't send any bleeders with this. So more to follow. Okay, I've got one line out, you can see. Then I took the plug that came in the new master cylinder and plugged this old one so it wouldn't run out so fast. You can see I've still dripping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, quick like a bunny, take off these two mounting bolts, take off the back line because I've only got one plug, and then put the whole thing over here in an old shoebox. Okay, so it is out now. Just got it out. You can see the two lines there. I've got them wrapped up. They're kind of draining a little bit, I guess. Try not to let them drain too much before I get the new master cylinder on. What I wound up having to do to get it off was I had to loosen where the two lines go into the ABS block, right there, right there. I loosened them up just a little bit so that these lines would be able to pivot. If you don't loosen them up here, they're very rigid right in place where they were, and you can't get the master cylinder out. So I did that and just undid the lines and then pulled the master cylinder out, and you can see inside the booster there, that pin right there in the center of that hole, that's got to go inside. And it's not a big deal, but that actually goes inside that thing. This is the new master cylinder, and that's what pushes the pistons inside the master cylinder and the fluid out to the calipers and makes you stop. So here's the old one in all its ugly glory, and I've already done a comparison of the old one and the new one. The forms are the same, the fittings are the same, the cast numbers on the side are the same. You can't see it there. Even this one on the new one is the same. It'll focus in on it there. That G255-8, I think says -11 on this old one. I'll check it here in a minute. And then you can see on this one, where is it at? Okay, right there. Oh, there's the 11 on the old one. I think it says 8 inside that circle. Right there where you see this blank, this is where the VW stamp would go. This FTE made the, as far as I know, from what I could research anyway, made the original brake cylinder for this car. So here's the old one. You can see all the numbers all match. And then on this side, the numbers match, and oh, we've got a 03 there. Maybe that's the year it was made. And then you can see the VW logo on this old one. So next step is I'm going to take this reservoir off, put it on the new one, and figure out some kind of shade tree way to bench blade it. Probably going to be ugly.